When we look up at the night sky, we're not just seeing stars, we're seeing possibility. For most of human history, the heavens were unreachable. But in the last century, something changed. We built machines that could leave the Earth. We sent humans beyond the atmosphere. We stepped onto the moon. And now we're aiming for Mars and beyond. The story of space exploration is not just a tale of rockets and technology. It's the story of humanity reaching for something greater. The modern era of space exploration began not with a peaceful scientific mission, but with a political rivalry. In 1957, during the height of the Cold War, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, a small metal sphere with 4 antennas, into Earth's orbit. It was the first human-made object to orbit the planet. To some, it was a terrifying sign of Soviet technological superiority. To others, it marked the dawn of the space age. Either way, the world would never be the same. Just 4 years later, the Soviets again made history. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to journey into space. His spacecraft, Vostok 1, completed a single orbit of Earth, and his safe return made him an international hero. Gagarin's flight proved that humans could survive space travel, and it ignited the competitive spirit of the United States. That same year, President John F. Kennedy delivered a bold promise. The United States would land a man on the moon before the decade was out. It was an audacious goal, especially given that the U.S. had yet to put a human into orbit. But through a massive national effort led by NASA, the Apollo program was born. On July 20th, 1969, that promise was fulfilled. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on another world. As Armstrong descended the ladder of the Apollo 11 lunar module, he spoke the now famous words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." It was a moment that transcended nations and ideologies. For the first time in history, humans stood on the moon, proof of what we could achieve when driven by vision and innovation. The 1970s and 1980s saw the rise of unmanned exploration. Spacecraft like Voyager 1 and 2 were launched to study the outer planets. Voyager 1, launched in 1977, remains the most distant human-made object in space. It carries a golden record, an interstellar time capsule of sounds and images from Earth, including greetings in multiple languages and music from around the world, just in case someone or something out there ever finds it. Meanwhile, the idea of permanent space presence became more real. In 1986, the Soviet Union launched Mir, the first long-term space station. It hosted astronauts from multiple countries over its 15-year lifespan and laid the groundwork for future orbital missions. Meanwhile, China's space agency has made huge strides, landing rovers on the Moon and Mars, and constructing its own space station, Tiangong, which is now fully operational. India became the first country to land near the Moon's South Pole, with Chandrayaan-3 in 2023, a feat once thought to be reserved for the most well-funded space programs. These breakthroughs show that the future of space is global. And then there's the commercial frontier. SpaceX is developing Starship, a fully reusable rocket system designed to carry humans to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. If successful, it could reduce the cost of space travel by orders of magnitude and make interplanetary colonization a real possibility within our lifetime. Even more futuristic concepts are taking shape, like asteroid mining, lunar resource extraction, and space-based solar power. Space is no longer just about exploration. It's becoming a part of our economy, our environment, and our collective destiny. As we look to the future, the milestones keep coming, from planned lunar bases in Martian cities to telescopes that will peer back to the dawn of time. The history of space exploration is still being written. Each mission, each launch, each tiny probe traveling beyond the solar system is a thread in a much larger story. It's a story of bold dreams and impossible odds, a story of failures and triumphs, a story of people, scientists, engineers, astronauts, dreamers, pushing the boundaries of what humanity can achieve. Because space isn't just out there. It's a mirror that shows us who we are and who we might become.